So last month I only read 5 books out of my 12 book monthly goal. So to start off February very high, I decided to read 5 books in 5 days, and this is how it went. Hi, welcome back to another reading vlog. Just to give you a quick run through, I'm gonna go ahead and show you all the books that I do plan to read in this vlog. So I'm just reaching here. The next one is Better Than the Movie by Lynn Painter. And some of these I already kind of started reading, to be honest. This is That Girl Can't Tell Secrets by Jessica Isiko? Ikaho? Not sure. This is Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. Not really sure how I feel about this one. And we have Arrogant by Christopher Poloni. And then I'm a bit torn between A Dark Tower or The Dark Tower. A Dark Window by Some Gillick and I think it's Red Queen by Victor Aveyard. So we are 147 pages in, which means we have 350 pages left. So this book basically follows Aragon. He is a boy. He's 15. He basically found a stone, and it turns out it was a dragon egg that has a dragon inside. So we are basically following. Some people came and is trying to kill the dragon. So basically, see Aragon protecting the dragon. Her name is Serafina. He named her, and they're able to speak to each other through a mind bond, all of which I already knew because I watched the movie multiple times. But I'm definitely enjoying this. I'm going on a little trip to New York tomorrow, and I want to take 2 books with me because I'm still doing this challenge. And I realized that I don't have any book sleeves, so hopefully I can find some time tonight to crochet some because I have a lot of yarn. And I have crochet bookmarks. I don't know how I don't have any book sleeves, so I'm gonna probably find some yarn, find a nice color that I like, and I'm gonna make some book sleeves. Or I want to make some book sleeves, so So I've been reading all day, and I'm a bit of a mood reader, so I did switch from Aragon. I'm like 75% in. I did switch to Aragon, and I think I'm 75% in better than the movies. And as you can probably see, like I'm definitely loving it. There was this whole movie reference, and I'm not really into the rom-com, but it has like a lot of movie reference, which I love, along with playlists and songs and all that. And I definitely love everything that's going on between Wes and Liz. Her name is Elizabeth. Basically stopped for dinner at a town over, like a town over from where we live. So when I get home, I'll definitely give you like a very full update on everything that transpired. So I'm home from that long drive to and from New York. It snowed, it rained. I'm glad to be home. I had dinner, which was a nice barbecue pizza. I love pizza. And so we are at 274, page 274 in Better Than the Movies. And earlier I said I love the movie reference. I also love the whole fake dating between Liz and I also didn't say what the book was about. So it follows Elizabeth Boxbaum. I might be saying her name wrong. And Wesley Bennett. So they're like it's given the whole boy next door nemesis vibe. So they have this rival going on with this one parking spot that's been going on throughout high school. So a boy that Liz liked, Michael Young, when she was a kid, he basically returns to town and prom's coming up in 2 weeks, and Liz wants to date him, but in this boy's eyes, she is little Liz, and she's that weird kid from kindergarten or something along that line. So she promised to basically give Wes the parking spot if he helps this boy get her to be with this boy. So that's the whole fake dating slash that's the whole fake dating slash the nemesis part of it. I really love the relationship between Liz and Wesley because they haven't really been friends since they were kids, so you get to see them becoming friends, and you get to see her seeing him more than just the guy next door who she has this parking spot fight with. Really love that. So I'm gonna finish this. Definitely want to finish this tonight. And I am page 365 in Aragon. So I think last week's book I said that Aragon the egg crack, the stone was an egg. So Aragon is on this journey to basically get back at these people. He's also becoming a dragon rider. He's also knowing exactly what that means. We see Aragon going on more than just a journey to become a dragon rider. This world also has elves and orgles and an evil thing called the shade. So I love seeing the bond with Aragon and his dragon. Also in Aragon, there's all dragon riders have like a name that's like their name that they were given by their mom or their parent, and then they have a name that they basically get when they become a dragon rider. And if you know this name, you can basically control a dragon rider. So we're still trying to see how we're getting to the point where we're learning all about this dragon rider world, because I think Aragon is like he's like the first dragon rider in like a lot of years. Also, when you become a dragon rider, your life is basically extended um because of your dragon, so forth so on. So we see where I'm at now. I see Aragon is trying to save this elf. Really love that. Also, like Aragon has like a lot of power, and I love that you get to learn about the power, and it's not really info dumpy. So that's that. I'm gonna get back into my reading because I definitely do. We're on, I think we're on day 2, and I still haven't finished one book yet. So I definitely want to finish. I'm leaning more towards Better Than the Movies. So So I finished Better Than the Movies, and it is definitely a 5 star. I'm gonna get sidetracked for a minute because I know I'm gonna forget. So I have this. So this is a flower vase, and I have these flower stems that I keep saying that I'm gonna make. I'm gonna make some crochet roses to stick into them. However, what I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna make the flowers or roses like as an inspiration of the 5 star books that I've read throughout the year. So this is a 5 star book, so I'm gonna make like a yellow and blue rose that represent this. And since this is my 5 star from January, I'm gonna look because I think belladonna is actually a flower, so I'm gonna look up that flower and I'm actually gonna crochet the colors. So like all the roses that's gonna end up in that jar is gonna be like this year like 5 star reads. So okay, I'm gonna start off with the things that I did not like, which it's not really like big things. One, I wished it was a dual point of view because I love dual point of view when it comes on to romance. I don't know, I'm always more intrigued to read from the male love interest point of view than I am from the woman, because I don't know, when it's done right, it is done right. That's like the only issue I had, which isn't an issue. Also, I don't know, like I had this other issue, which, oh, also a thing that I loved is how, like, in romance they tend to do like this third act breakup. I love how in this book it was like a soft third act breakup. I also love that it didn't have like the miscommunication through. It has like a little, they're kids, it's a YA romance, so it is what is expected, but it is a 5 star. I definitely loved it. And it's funny because I don't know if I said this earlier, but I'm not really big on rom-com. I really like, when I was a kid, yes, but as an adult, no. However, I've never watched I think it's a Sally Meet Harry or Harry Meets Sally. I've never watched that. And now like I know some of, I'm like at the start of every, because I was on the road, I even had to pin this page because it had like a quote, and I'm gonna have to take it out because it had like this quote that I didn't want to forget before I got home. So at the start of every chapter, like, I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about, and I kind of love when books do these, to be honest. Okay, so at the start of every chapter, you can see that it has like these little quotes from movies, and a lot of these rom-com are on Netflix, and I'm like tempted to just take a break from read and go watch a nice rom-com. But I have this issue where I kind of really I don't really like watching awkward scenes in movies, and rom-coms tend to have that. However, I have this birthday sweater dress that I've been making since before my birthday, and it's now February, so I'm gonna finish that. And I'm gonna also make some roses. I probably do that tomorrow. I have yellow, and I think I have this blue, so I'm definitely gonna make these roses tomorrow. I don't know, but I'm definitely feeling like I want to make some roses. So I'm definitely gonna do that. So it is day 3. I'm taking a break from Aragon because I'm a mood reader, and I love the whole hero's journey, and I don't like to like speed read it or rush it. I like to take my time when I read fantasy for the most case. However, not that it counts, but I did finish listening to the audiobook of this book right here, which is The Woman by Kristen Anna. And so since this is day 3 and I've only done one book, I need to finish 2 books today to ensure that I'm on track. So I have some gummies in my hand. That's why it looks so weird. So this is one of the books I do want to finish. I kind of started it like a while back when I was doing like what I realistically read in a day. I also did started this book in that video as well. So I'm like I'm 106 pages in this, and I think I'm about 9 pages in. So these are the 2 books, which are I think 300 something pages each. So yeah, that's like 600 pages. Yeah, they're both 300 something pages, so that's like 600 pages that I need to get done today. I'm going on the road with my mother, so I'm going to take these 2 books so I can read in the car while we're on on the way if she doesn't try to talk too much with me, because my mother does love to talk, or we both love to talk. So that's my quick little update. So I'll see you guys later. So I'm 120 pages in this, and this follows Savannah. I don't remember her last name. So this follows Savannah Sullivan. Something happened to her sister Piper. She had an accident at suicidal point. It's Vanda something. She had an accident up on a mountain. Some people are saying it is suicide. Her parents believe it was an accident based on how her sister was. Also, there are like a string of clues and stuff that made Savannah think, Savannah thought someone had done it. So her sister was a part of the survival group. So they're going away for the weekend up near where her sister had her accident. And so Savannah decided to go, and she's just following a trail, basically a whodunit. Also, Savannah also did something to her sister prior to her sister accident, which is why her Savannah kind of thought that if it's suicidal, she might be the reason why Piper might have tried to off herself. But that's basically where we are or were. So on my little trip out with my mom, we did stop at Walmart, and Amazon canceled my deluxe order for Onyx Storm, and it's basically out of stock. So I went to Walmart to see if I could pick it up. The ones they had in store is I don't know who is damaging the books, but they were in really really bad condition, so I didn't end up getting it. However, they had like a box with some sale, and I got this Apple Never Falls, and if I'm not mistaken, I think there is a series on either Paramount or Peacock right now about this. So I definitely wanted to get it because I've been dying to watch the series, but I also knew it is a book, so I wanted to get the book first. So good little deal for me. So I'm gonna finish my hot cocoa. It's been a rough day. And I'm gonna finish reading this book, and then we will talk a little bit. So I did finish this. It is a 3-star. It is more of a low stakes, secret driven, suspense filled mystery suspense novel. It is YA. I was like, the way how everything turned out and we find out what happened to her sister was quite boring to me. The way how everything turned out, I felt it was flat and a little bit drawn out. It is 313 pages, and I just believe that all of this could have been resolved within like 200 pages. We didn't need the extra 113, but that could be because I have had a very tiring day and I'm just sleepy. I'm so sleepy. I'm gonna go get some sleep. And so we're down. We've only done 2 books, and tomorrow will be day 4. So I have the next 2 days to read 3 books. So I will see you all tomorrow. So it is day 4. It is Saturday. I've been absent after like 10 something because package came. My mom isn't here because she took out her girlfriend for her birthday. Also, I promised her that I will make her a crochet rose for her, so I'm gonna probably have to do that sometime today or tomorrow. But I got the audiobook for this book here, so I did some dishes, made some breakfast for my daughter, and I made toast because she liked toast. Then I took some time to teach her how to tie her shoelace because she starts wearing shoes with laces now. So a while back I did started this, and because this is what I will classify as trauma romance, and romance where the interest partners bond over some sort of trauma is trauma romance for me. I personally don't enjoy reading them because it's hard for me to relate, but I do read out of my comfort zone. It's one of the things I love about myself, being able to read out of my comfort zone. So for the first 106 pages, I definitely did not like it in terms of that, because it was a heavy part of the novel. However, so I was hesitant to read this today because I really wanted to read Red Queen. I don't have the audiobook for that, but because of all the stuff that I was going to be doing today, I thought, why not give it another chance? So I did. I'm currently at 222 pages, and I'm kind of glad I did not give up on this book because I love it. I really do. So Archer, and I love the name of the book. Archer had an accident when he was a kid, so he is not able to talk. And everyone in his community, it's a small town romance type of thing. Everyone in his community kind of treats him weird. However, his family is like a big part of the community because they basically own that town, and all that. And then there's Bree Prescott. Her dad died. Someone came into his diner and basically offed him, and she's trying to get away from the trauma of the incident. So she basically moved to Pelican Lake, which was the last time her family had like a really really happy moment. They're at Pelican Lake, so she basically moved to Pelican Lake, and she basically bumped into Archer, and everyone's been trying to tell her not to like talk to him or anything, but she doesn't listen to them, and I'm glad that she didn't. And I love that Brie can sign. Funny enough, I've always wanted to learn to sign because I wanted, like, I'm that person. I'm fascinated with being a linguistic. I like knowing multiple languages. So I'm glad she can sign, and they communicate through sign. Even though he doesn't speak, he has no problem like hearing. He isn't deaf, and I'm glad that Mia Sheridan brought out that point, because a lot of times people cannot talk. People are quick to assume that they're deaf, and I'm glad that that was also a big focal point of the novel. And I love how Archer's 23, and I love how Bree is basically teaching him a lot of stuff like driving. Like, I didn't start driving until learning to drive until last year, so for a lot of reasons. So there's also that. I'm just glad that he has her and she has him, and also they had this little miscommunication part. And normally, when I know that they love to do that in romances, and normally when they do that, I really hate it. So I'm glad that they didn't spend like an entire 50, 60, 100 pages on that miscommunication through. I'm glad that like they spoke like shortly within the next 10 to 20 pages, and they got over that little issue. So I'm gonna finish like kind of reading this a little while I listen to the audiobook, because there is this sweater vest that I've been making for over a year, and I do want to finish it sometime over this weekend, because that's what I spend my weekends doing, crocheting and stuff. So I'm still not done reading this. I do have like a little, like I'm 93% in, and I also made some headway, like a little bit of headway with my sweater vest, but I'm just stopping to give a little update, because that's what I do whenever I'm doing these vlogs and I feel like I want to cry. So I'm really, I don't know, that I think this is the first like trauma romance that I've read that I've really really enjoyed. And I think the reason why I'm enjoying it is because it's not focused. Like the trauma is a part of their story, but it's not who they are. And also, I've read other Mia Sheridan books. They're normally not romancy, but I do kind of like how she writes. And like, there's this part in this book where I was just about to say Roman because he's like my favorite. He is the guy in Divine Rebels. Whenever I think of a really good book boyfriend, I always think of Roman, but I'm going off track here. So there's a part where Archer went to find himself. Now I don't have a lot of experience with people that are disabled, but I love the representation in this book because although he doesn't have a voice and although everyone else around him treats him like there's something wrong with him, I'm glad that in this Bree didn't try to fix him. I know she has experience with it because her father was also her father couldn't speak, so I know she has experience with it, but at the same time I'm glad that their relationship was not based on her trying to fix him. And I'm really glad he got some time away from her or from his little town because he used to live with his uncle Nate who died, and since he was a kid, like he hasn't left his house from he was 7, and then 4 years when his uncle died at 19 was the first time he left his house. So he's been in this town filled with people who doesn't like him and treats him like he is nobody or like he's disabled. So I'm really glad that he did get away from his little town. It's not really spoiler-ish because I'm not telling you any details as to what happened, but although I'm not done yet, I can 100% say that this is definitely a 5-star, and this is going on the 5-star bookshelf. So that's just my quick little update before I start getting all teary-eyed. So I finished reading Archer's Voice. Also, I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but I kind of already knew how it was gonna end because prior to knowing that this was part of a series, I already started reading Travis. I think back in 2023, that's when I realized that it was a series because everyone kept talking about Archer, and then I realized that it was the same Archer that was mentioned. So that's why I didn't finish reading Travis. So I kind of knew how it was gonna end because Bree and Archer is mentioned within like the first few chapters of Travis' story. So that's also that. So definitely I'm sticking by my 5-star that I predicted earlier. So I finished this. I made dinner. I spent some time with my daughter. We talked a little bit about kid stuff. And now I'm gonna do her here. And we're gonna watch a movie, Stardust. I've watched it multiple times, but I'm one of those people I like to rewatch movies. And the next book on the list will be Red Queen. I'm probably gonna read that like once I'm finished watching Stardust. So and after that I'm gonna go in bed. So we'll definitely be reading that in bed, which should be fun. I didn't finish my little vest thing that I'm making, but I want to finish it tomorrow because I'm almost done. So. So I'm 23% in, currently at chapter 9 in Red Queen, and this basically follows. Oh, before I forgot, it's funny. So when I do my little book journaling things in a random physical book, and I also do it on Notion. I have the have this whole reading section where I also update it in Notion, and I like to know the year and day that the book was published. And funny enough, I'm reading this exact close. This was published on February 10. On February 10 of 2015. and I'm reading it on February 9. So yeah, I'm reading this like you'll say close or a day before its 10-year anniversary, which I think is very ironic or whatever. So this was Mayor Burroughs. Also, in this world, there are like two factions. That's what I would call them. There's red blood and silver blood, and if you're red blood, you kind of have like some type of supernatural ability, and if you're red blood, you're like normal. And you basically serve the silver blood elites. So Mayor grew all her life as a red blood, didn't know she had any abilities, and now she finds out that she does, and the silver royalty are basically forcing her to pretend to be a lost princess. Plus there is also a uprising called the Scarlet Guard, which makes sense because of red blood and all. So I'm definitely loving it so far. I went ahead and I kind of like Google what tropes are in it. uh, it says it has the enemies to lovers trope, which I definitely love that. I also love any book that has the whole mysterious girl discover or guy discover that he has power, she has power. Definitely love that. And like also the way how the abilities are called, I think that's really cool. Like if you can move things with your mind, they're called tell keys. If you can like go into people's mind, they're called whisperers. And like if you can move metal, you're called Metatron or something along that line, which I think is really really cool. So I'm gonna, because today's the last day, I was hoping that I could definitely do like the 5 books, but it's day 5, and I don't think I'm gonna force reading 5 books. However, I what I realized is I did technically read 5 books in this challenge, because I started with Aragon, didn't finish it, but I'm like 100 pages from being finished. However, I did listen to 100-page word of what's it called, The Woman, which basically in technicalities would mean that I did in fact read 5 books, but I wasn't counting that because that wasn't one of the books that I wanted to read for this vlog. And I also did not finish Aragon, but I did, when I finished this, it would have been 4 books. Whatever. It's still a win. I would have still finished 5 books this week. So I wouldn't say win. I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna enjoy Red Queen because it's also on one of my must reads of 2025. So I'm gonna finish it. And so far we have 2 5 stars this week, which is really incredible, and 2 5 stars in one reading vlog. So I'm gonna go finish reading this and I will update you guys when I'm done. I really want to go lie down in bed and read, and I really don't like videoing myself or recording myself when I'm in bed. However, I think I do have a little tripod thingy. If I find it, I might update you before I'm done. If I don't, then I'll see you guys at the end of this vlog. So I finished Red Queen, and I really liked it. I really did enjoy it. Also, it was, I don't know if it's because this was published like 10 years ago. It's very refreshing to read a fantasy novel where the plot is not completely driven by romance, or it's not completely written for the sole purpose of tropes. Because when I went ahead and I did the whole Google thing where I Google like the tropes, they said I have like love triangle, and honestly, the way how Google made it seem like um Mir was constantly being drawn between two people, and actually she wasn't. It was clean. I don't know, like I like smut in a book just as much as the other person, but what I realize is in the recent fantasy books that are coming out, it's just they say it's fantasy or romantasy or whatever, and they completely just half the time you're not learning anything about the world, it's just romance. So, or smart. So I'm glad that this book was able to remain clean, no spice at all, except a few kissing scenes, and it didn't take away the lack of romance or smut in the book did not take away from the overall plot. I really love that. And I love that she did the world building without smacking us with a bunch of info. Like, I don't know, I've read fantasy books where they're trying to let us know about the world, and they spend like a whole chapter just giving you info. But I like how she tries to incorporate it when it comes up. So she wouldn't tell you something about a specific part of the world until they're there. So I kind of love that. I also loved, I don't know, I kind of did a little write down of all these. I really did love this, and I don't know if you can tell, but it is a 5 star. Which I don't know. I don't know if it's because this week I'm having like this reading week was a really good week. I got like 3 5 stars, and I think that Aragon was kind of on the way towards that because I was really like enjoying that, but I just wanted to take a break because I don't know. I really do love reading fantasy. And so we're at the end of our reading vlog. I'm off to probably go get some sleep or do something. I'm really not tired, but I said this year that I was going to start like getting up at 5. It's February now and I haven't started doing that. So I hope you do enjoy this vlog. If you've read any of these books, let me know what were your thoughts. Also, I'm always looking for book recommendation. My goal is to read 150 books this year, and I also do want to branch out. So if you have any book recommendation based on my whole reading vibe that you saw, I'm always open to those. And have a wonderful year, month, week, day, hour, minute, second, and I'll see you in another vlog. Bye.